Hi, I'm Ali and welcome to the China Repair Studio. And so today I thought I would do a continuation of our lovely pair of English Delftware 18th century vases. Now I thought I would actually do some sanding today, and I'll show you how I use my sandpaper and how to use it correctly when doing any form of ceramic restoration. But before I do, if you haven't subscribed before, please subscribe, please like, please share, and also thumbs up, and let's get going. Right, so here we have our two little vases here. Now, when I use sandpaper, I tend to buy it actually in packs. So it's more efficient if you buy them in packs where there's lots of different grades within a pack. You have all that you need within the pack. Now, they do tend to start when you buy sandpaper, and as you can see, mine's well and truly being used. They start with 180, which if you look on the back, it actually tells you here how coarse the paper is. This is 180, so it's quite coarse. And then it goes up in number to fineness. So here, for instance, we have a 600. Then it would go to an 800. I do like to finish off with a 1,000. Well, actually, I use 1,000, and I finish off with a 1,200. If you can see there, so that's exceptionally fine. And then at the very end, if you can get hold of, here's some easy mesh, which is 12,000. So this is actually really fine, and it does make it feel like glass at the end, but this is on a cloth sort of backing, if you like. Not necessary. The 1200, the lightest one here, would do the job, but if you can get hold of this, this finishes it off really well. Now, when sanding, it's always quite a good idea to have something on your table because you're going to get bits and pieces everywhere. Now, I've started to roughly started to sand these, and one thing I have noticed on a couple of bits, I don't know if you can see here, is it's got a bit of an indentation from the Milliput. So what I would do is I would sand as much as possible, and at the end, if you do need to find you have bits of indentations or a bit of a gap, you can fill it back in with a little bit of Milliput. So you can then put the Milliput on, leave it for 24 hours, and then continue sanding. So then it's nice and flush. So again, same here, almost there, maybe one or two bits I may redo. So here I'm just going to show you the principles of sanding. So first of all, I would start off with the most coarse. So I'm going to demonstrate on here, for instance, which would be let's have a look, 180. If you find it too coarse, just go up one or two levels. You don't want to be scratching any original surface. So what I do, as you can see, I don't take a big piece and do that. Otherwise, you're going to get it everywhere. I break small pieces off, for instance. So I would take a small piece and I would find where I need to sand, and I just start to sand. When you first start sanding and you've got a lot to sand, you can go backwards and forwards, and you can go in both directions. Then once I'm just demonstrating here, but once I've sanded and I've got quite close to where I need to be, I would then go to another level. I do try to keep these all in order so you know exactly where you are. So then, for instance, I would go to the next level, which would be the 320, and I would take some off here. Let's take a bit there, put it back so I know where I am, and then again I would start sanding. Now again, you keep going through the levels. Now can you see here, you can see where I've started sanding and there's a bit of the original here. Now when it comes to that, you don't want to sand towards the original from the Milliput. If I did it in this direction, I would create a ridge on the original and it wouldn't be flush. So you actually want to sand in the way, so you're actually going from the original to the Milliput. So I would actually sand this way. And I would keep doing this until I'm quite satisfied that it's starting to sand down quite well. And then once I've done that, as I say, I would keep going, but then I would then go to another level. So for instance, I would then start to go maybe, once I've finished that, to a, which one's this, a 600. So again, I would break off the 600 and I will keep sanding down. Put that back. Just onto there. And again, I would just work on one part at a time, and then I would start on the 600. Again, working away towards the Milliput so we don't get an edge. Now it is quite time consuming and it does take, depending on how big a job. So I would keep doing that until I eventually work my way up and I'm on to the 1200. So again, I would take off a bit of the 1200 for just a demonstration. And at the end of it, say this was all done, I would then just start to smooth off, and you can feel it starts to get smoother. Now, you always know when you're finished, if you can close your eyes and just feel along the ridge line. If you can't feel any lumps and bumps, you know you've done a good job and it is ready for airbrushing or painting. So I would keep doing that. And at the very last, if you do have any micro mesh, just give it a little wipe. So again, it is so fine, it really does make it feel like glass, and it makes it extremely smooth, which is what we're after. Now obviously these are going to take me a little bit of time, so I'm going to finish sanding these, and in the next video we are going to be airbrushing. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, please like and please share, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.